So apparently, Donald Trump comes on Aiden Raw's stream. I was just scrolling and randomly seeing this, so I'm curious. I'm not gonna lie.
The heck is going on here, huh?
It's crazy that we in a space where potentially, well, he was the former president, but potentially the upcoming president is on a stream with a streamer.
What's going on here? What's going on?
Well, today is going to be the most important stream I've ever done, first of all. And I want to say thank you for doing this, seriously.
Thank you.
This is actually crazy.
Get some good ratings today.
It's either one from Playboy Cardi to
Everyone
Donald
thought
Trump.
this was going to be fake today, but we proved them wrong. So
No, you're right in the living room of Mar-a-Lago, which I don't allow this to be ever done. So you're the
Is that
first
fucking
to
cough
start.
him in the back?
We'll have a little fun today. And
do
my
it.
son Barron says hello.
Hey, y'all, I just located my shoulder last
Fan of
night.
yours.
what's up, Baron? Yeah, Baron's awesome. He's a great kid.
Let me
Amazing. He's
rewind
tall.
it.
Very tall.
Tall. Good.
What's up, Baron?
Mike low
My
as
son
hell.
Barron says hello. He's a great young guy, but he's a big fan of yours.
What's up, Baron? Yeah, Baron's awesome. He's a great kid. Amazing. He's tall.
guy.
Very tall.
He's tall. Good student.
Yeah, he's very smart. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, yes.
I do want to first off, say this. Everyone in the chat, everyone in this room, everyone loves you, and I just want to say you're a true hero for this country, and I really appreciate you. And I'm really thrilled we could do this
Wow.
today.
I'm so happy now that I'm doing it. give me a. That's great.
Do you know what live streaming is on these?
Is we vote with Trump 2024, man?
More or less, yeah.
Yeah.
More or less. It's the new wave.
It's the new
I
wave.
look
It's the
crazy
new wave.
with
I'm
my
gonna explain it
ashes
to you,
back.
right?
I ain't
So
gonna
I'm
lie.
gonna show you this chat right now. Let me
My
show
forehead
you
look
this. So this
crazy
is the
under
live
the lining. Jeez.
chat. So you already broke the website in 5 minutes.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Wow.
you broke it. The chat wasn't working, but we ended up fixing it. It's just very
My
slow.
arm fucked up,
Everyone in
bro.
the chat say hello. You guys can put hi in the chat, and W's mean it's good. W means win.
I legit dislocated
So
my shit and
they're
popped
either
it back
putting
into
W's and
place
stuff.
myself.
W Trump. All right.
And I'm not going to the
So,
doctor.
Yeah, everyone is just super thrilled.
it
that
hurt
you're-
like
Big
a
ratings
bitch.
today. I can see it.
Yeah, I want to break 1 million. I think we could do it.
My right arm too, my man.
You think so?
I think so.
Man,
Oh, I'm
arm.
excited. I'm thrilled. Elon actually already he commented on the X post that I went live already.
Well,
with
Elon
you.
is a great guy.
Yeah, he's great.
He's really a fantastic person. Little imagination he's got, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Rockets and tunnels and
Yeah,
everything. He's a fantastic guy.
he's great. So let's get started today. Let's have some fun.
Let's go.
We'll touch base on some topics, and then we'll do some fun stuff.
Sounds good.
Cool? Let's have a good time. All right, well, the first thing is,
Damn, it look like a green screen in the bag. We got some old ass. She real old. You got the two niggas in the middle. I think this is a legit coffin. I don't know who this is. I know this got to be Aiden's man. I don't know who that nigga is. It is legit look like a green screen.
the reason why, I really wanted to make this stream happen is
I
because
seen.
there's a
Is
lot
that
of people
Comedy? Who
that
is
are
this?
first-time voters watching today.
I seen this. Nigga
And
somewhere.
I want to make it very clear to everybody that you're a human being. You're a great human being. I want you to basically talk in this camera, talk to them and explain why it's very important as a first-time voter to go out and vote and why they should vote for you.
I'd love to do that, and I love having a young audience. This is young. I think you have.
I ain't gonna lie. This is actually great PR. I'm not really into politics. I've never voted before. I'm kind of getting into it though, learning and shit. And it's good to see. This is just great publicity. Like he said, with the younger generation, to be tapped in with like somebody like an Adin Ross or like a Kai Cenat. You feel me? Because some motherfucker, the youth is watching these people, and it's just the best way to do it, honestly. So yeah.
Some oldsters too, because I also know some oldsters that are listening and watching. But it's about the American dream. Right now, you don't have the American dream. We have a country that's not respected, a country that's being laughed at, a country that just a little while ago we're having a stock.
If y'all don't know Biden, I said Biden Ross. Joe Biden dropped out of. Didn't Soul Illuminati call this thing Biden Ross? How about you? But Joe Biden dropped out the election. If y'all didn't know, so now it's Camilla, whatever her name is, Camilla Harris. So yeah.
Market explosion in a negative way as opposed to a positive way. And that's been happening for quite a while. It's been simmering and really happening for quite a while. And we're going to make this country so strong and so great. And when you're ready for your job, you're going to get a great job, so you can make the kind of money this guy's making, maybe even more if that's possible.
I'm trying to get like you, boss.
But you'll love your life and you'll be successful. And at a young age, it's really wonderful to think about the American dream. And with Kamala and Joe, I took him out. He was we had a debate, and the debate didn't go so well for him. And they sort of what they did, it was really a coup of somebody. He had 14 million votes. He had it, and all of a sudden they went to him and they said, "We don't want you running anymore." And it's sort of like a prize fight from my standpoint. Here, you're focused on this one man,
Right.
and all of a sudden you're fighting somebody else. But she's actually worse than he is, and you're starting to see that. I think people are going to see that it's going to be very evident. So go out. We want the American dream. We're going to give you the American dream, and you're going to be real happy. Thank you.
I have another question. And again, Mr. President, I'm not really fully into politics, but, I'm getting there. And I do want to make this very clear as well, now that it's on my mind. Back when I was I went to high school in California, okay? And, a lot of the teachers were basically at the time, this is your first term. They were telling me how horrible a person you are and all these things. And the teachers, you're not supposed to do that. It's inappropriate to have teachers, discuss politics in school. But it's becoming really normal for a lot of teachers, and you're a kid, when you're a kid, your brain is like a sponge.
That's true.
So I want to know what your thoughts on that, kind of the corruption in the school system in a way. They're teaching some pretty bad stuff in there.
Who does think A. Ross think he is, man? He's actually pretty good, like, talking points. I ain't never heard this nigga this intelligent before.
And even the teachers have been brainwashed. They've learned from a long time. This is long before me. This liberal way, or now they call it progressive. They don't like the term liberal. You're not allowed to use that anymore, so I usually use it. But
they do talk about it in school, though. I remember we did this test, and like he was saying, a lot of people was like pretty much anti-Trump, and but we took this test. It was like a Republican, also Democrat test, but you didn't know which side. Like, it was just pick the question, answer the question to what suits you best between Democrats and Republicans. But it was, you didn't know which, you feel me, you didn't know which side you was gonna be on. You answered the question, and most people, even though most people say it was Democrat, when they answered the questionnaire, most of the answers lean towards Republican, and it was pretty interesting to see. And even though I don't even think we're supposed to really be on, talking about like religion and politics in school, but yeah, I remember taking that test. So
this liberal way that they have,
it's interesting.
It's a bad thing for the country. We want to have borders, we want to have low taxes, we want to have great schools, really, great schools, so you can go and learn and be successful and have a wonderful life and all of that. But we want to have a good military so we can protect ourselves,
of course,
from some bad players. You got some bad players out there. And, it's interesting. During my 4 years, we had no war. Other than we had nothing. Everybody was afraid we were going to have wars. And just the opposite. North Korea, I remember Barack Obama was telling me, the biggest problem we have is North Korea. I didn't have a problem with North Korea.
No.
Big nuclear presence. I didn't have a problem. The only...
It would be interesting. I know I keep cutting them off, but it would be interesting to see if Adin gets Camilla Harris, just to see how, point of view and talk on here. But he probably not, but it'll just be pretty interesting.
The war we had was already started long ago, and that was ISIS, and I defeated them in a very short amount of time.
I remember.
It was Trump, that nigga?
And we had no wars.
Like, straight up, is he him?
And that's a great thing. That's a really
I can't lie.
thing.
I can't lie to. It was kind of swaggy when that nigga got shot at. And I can't tell. That was kind of bad.
Since it's happened, and we won't have wars again. But we could have a war before we even get there. That's the problem. We have a number of months. We have 4 months, and the election's starting very soon. And I guess 5 months before you actually get in. And a lot of damage can be done in 5 months by incompetent people. And we have very incompetent people.
Wait.
And I'm not saying that.
I didn't even look. I know Joe Biden dropped out the election race, but is he still the president, or is he just done? Like, just in general. I'm assuming he's still the president, right? I have to look and see.
I'm saying that out of sadness because
our
country's in tremendous danger, not only of stock market crashes or depressions or whatever it may be. it's a tremendous military danger. We have Israel's blowing up, the Middle East is blowing up, Russia's going wild with Ukraine, and things are out of control. And we have nobody that knows how to talk. We have nobody that knows. I was watching when Russia was thinking about going in, and they never would have done it with me. They never, and they didn't. But they never. After I got in, they started loading up the border. I thought he was doing it for negotiation purposes. And Biden said all of the wrong things, everything wrong. And ultimately, they attacked, and they wouldn't have done that if I were president. So we got to get back in and get it straightened out. We'll get that one worked out.
100%.
A lot of people dying.
Yeah, it's a lot of innocent lives being lost. You had mentioned, the stock market crashing. I don't know if you obviously, I saw the post you made on.
Yeah, he's still the president, Joe Biden.
When I just saw yesterday
just dropped
and the
off
day
the price.
before, I'm in crypto and I'm in stocks myself.
Right.
And I couldn't believe what's going on. You have Japan, you have everybody just falling. And I want to ask you, how do we basically get it back up and flowing and back up and running? And, and what's causing this?
Well, right now you have no confidence. You have somebody that now is taking over from Biden because he just wants to stay in bed all day. He can't get up. He wants to stay in bed. It was a fraud. They tried to tell people he was competent. He knew what he was doing. And in the debate, he was adjudged to be not so good.
Yeah.
But you can go back 4 years, too. He campaigned from his basement. He didn't campaign. I said, where is this guy during COVID? They used COVID as an excuse not to let him talk.
Yeah.
The whole thing was a fraud, and everybody knew it, and they knew it strongly. And we're going to get it going again. We have to get it going again. They put us in a very bad position. The worst thing is we have probably, I think, Adin, 20 million people came into our country with open borders, and many come from prisons. And you can be a liberal, and your people can be, but coming from some of the meanest prisons all over the world, not just South America, from all over the world, from the Congo and Africa, they come from all over the world, they're coming, and they're releasing their prisoners into the United States. Now, you can be a liberal guy, you can be progressive as anybody in the world, and you can't think that's a positive thing.
You said 20 million? Where's all of these people going? Like, what states is they in? 20 million is a lot of people. 1 million is a lot, but 20? That's a lot of people.
Out of mental institutions. They're pouring into the
Is it 20 minutes?
United States.
That's a lot of
people. They're hurting and damaging our country, and they're killing our people. And the crime rate with what you're talking about and what we're talking about, we call it migrant crime. It's a new form of crime, and it's a very violent crime. And it's going to take on proportions the likes of which this country has never seen before. And remember, these people are just getting accustomed. These are people coming out of mental institutions, prisons and jails, and many terrorists. We're having record numbers of terrorists coming in. So I'm talking, I assume, mostly to a young audience, but a young audience, no matter where they're coming from, they can't be happy about this.
No, they can't. Jobs are being taken, a lot of crime. Fix that issue. What if I
think, do you not need an American citizenship to get a job? I feel like they ask you that. Are you a citizen of the United States when you apply for a job? 'Cause I know that's like a big point when it comes down to stuff like this. Like, they say like the jobs is being taken, but maybe other than like, I mean, I know there's like workarounds. Like, I know it's people getting jobs like under the table and getting paid cash, stuff like that. But I feel like that's not really a huge. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't feel like that would be like a huge problem. So I feel like you need to be a citizen in the United States to get like a job, or not a job, but majority of jobs. So I'm just a little confused on when they say that. Maybe jobs is like paying them under the table, I guess. Cheaper labor. I don't know.
happen to be born in another country and I want to come the right way? How would that work?
Well, that's what we want. We want people to come in, but they have to come in through a system, through a legal system. And, one of the things that's unfair is we have hundreds of thousands of people that have applied to come in, and this administration doesn't talk to them.
Right.
But if they walk through the southern border, they have no problem getting in. I don't even know why they're doing this, but some people are waiting 10 years to come in, and they've studied, they learned all about the United States, about our Constitution, about everything, and they're not being let in, and we're allowing people to come in from really rough places, really bad places, and they come in through caravans, and these caravans have 10, 20, 30,000 people. And they're pouring through Mexico.
That's crazy.
And Mexico was great when I was there. They were helping us. I had stay in Mexico. You can imagine what that is. That means you have to stay in Mexico. You can't come into this country until we approve you. They gave it up. Now they just walk right in.
Wow.
They had catch and release. We had catch and release. Says you catch a criminal and you release him into our country. I said, no, no. We catch a criminal and we release him into Mexico. I think you feel better about that.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
You know, it's one of those things. There's so many things. They are so bad. It's like amateur night. It's either amateur night or they want to destroy our country.
Right, right. Do you what do you think about what's going on in Venezuela? The whole situation out there.
Well, I know it very well. And Venezuela is right now being run by a dictator. We were enemies with Venezuela.
I don't know what's going on in Venezuela. I'm not gonna lie.
Venezuela was going to collapse, and people could have gone back to Venezuela. They're in our country now. They've released tremendous numbers of criminals into our country. If you look at Caracas, it was known for being a very dangerous city, and now it's very safe. In fact, the next interview we'll do it in Caracas, Venezuela, because it's safer
down.
than many of our cities after they've released their criminals into all of our cities.
Yeah.
And you know, I'm kidding.
I know.
You know, the reason I have to say that, because the fake news media knows that too, but they'll say, he suggested they go to Venezuela. You know, they are so bad, it's hard to believe. But anyway, so Venezuela, their crime is down 70%.
Niggas voting Trump, man.
Because they've taken their criminal elements, which are
I might vote
large,
this year. I might vote this year.
it was a very dangerous place, especially Caracas and the different cities. And they've moved them into the United States of America. I know you're very happy. I know that your mother and father must be thrilled when they hear that.
Yeah.
Who happen to be here, I believe.
They are. They're right over there. Hey, mom. Hey, dad.
Are you thrilled with what they're doing? I don't think so.
Aiden actually looks like his dad a lie. That's actually
I don't think they're thrilled. I don't think so. So their crime rate is down 72%.
Right.
Because they're drug dealers, they're criminals, they're murderers, they're rapists. Everything's being moved in.
This is probably crazy to really look and see your son come from playing 2K, like literally playing 2K and screaming, to playing with LeBron's son, to talking to LeBron, to, you know, becoming this multimillionaire. And now he's having to sit down with the president. All from sitting at home. It all started from sitting at home, probably on the couch or on the bedroom, on the bed playing 2K. You got to really think like how surreal this moment probably is. You know, it's crazy.
Into the United States. And soon they will have moved all of their criminals into the U.S. They won't have crime. So that's why I say we'll go to Venezuela for our next interview. Okay. It's a very serious problem. I mean, honestly, what they're doing to this country, they're destroying our country, Adin. They're destroying stupid people. He's not a smart man. He wasn't smart 35 years ago. He wasn't smart 20 years ago. And now he's really not smart. No. And you saw that from the debate. I mean, he's really gone down the tubes. And she is, look, she couldn't even pass her law exam. She couldn't pass her bar exam. And I'm not saying that because I know other people didn't pass their bar exam, but she thought she'd never be able to pass it. And this is who we have running our country. It's a shame. She's ultra left, ultra radical. I just see where 99 vicious terrorists, when she was, I guess, Attorney General, because she was Attorney General of California, she destroyed California. Her policies have destroyed California. Her policies, when she was the district attorney, have destroyed San Francisco. San Francisco was the best city in our country 20 years ago. And now it's, not even, frankly, it's not even livable. We have to bring our cities back. We're going to have to focus on bringing our cities back.
It's actually really sad. You know, I lived in California for a long time. Even Los Angeles, it's not safe. It's not safe. Everyone I know that lives in multi-million-dollar homes that do what I do, content, they're getting robbed. They're getting robbed. The police don't really, they're not active out there as they are in some other states, and it's really sad. And I agree. I saw a video in San Francisco where people just walk into a Louis Vuitton and an Apple store and just loot, and leave. Like, nothing.
Thing is, though, is that because of Biden's, what he's done? Is that what they trying to? Because I'm a little confused, I guess. Because is Trump if Trump, let's say Trump was in office, what would be different? Like, what? I'm just a little confused. I'm a little confused.
Nothing ever happened.
I feel like if people gonna do that, they're gonna do it either way, no matter who's the president. Because it's not like the president gonna be at that Apple store or wherever, or at the $1 million homes waiting there with the CIA. I'm just a little confused. Like if people gonna do that, they're gonna do it either way. and probably a lot of the people that's doing it. I mean, I guess it could be the immigrants that's coming in illegally, but it's probably a lot of them is probably just U.S. citizens, just bad ones. But maybe I'm wrong.
It's crazy.
They loot, and not only that, they have like $1,000 or $1,500 where she started, where she won't even prosecute if it's less than $1,500.
Wow.
So you see these people go in with like calculators, and they're adding the stuff that they're stealing because they won't be prosecuted. So that if they get nabbed, they say, no, no, it's less than whatever it is, $1,000.
Right.
And she started the concept of that, and it's now spreading.
I
Our
slipped
country,
getting out the shower balls.
we need strong
And
leadership.
fucking
We didn't
dislocated
have
my
stuff like
arm,
this.
y'all.
You
Shit
know,
hurt like a motherfucker.
when you look at what's happened to this country and you look at other
Pop it
countries,
back though.
crime rates all over the world are down. You know why? Because they're all dumping their bad people, their prisoners, and all of the people that are bad. They're not only, not only the people on the streets, the people that are in jails. You know what they save by doing that?
Is
But
that
they're
true,
dumping
bro?
their prisoners and their criminal elements. They're dumping them into the United States.
How though? Like I'm a little confused. Like, cause he saying they just walking in. Is they literally like there's no type of security or they just literally just walking in and just like finding homes and just come? Cause I'm having a hard time believing that there's nothing in place at all to where that's stopping them. Like people just walking in with no issue. So I'm just a little confused. Cause he's saying they dumping them into into the United States and maybe, like I said, maybe I'm just ignorant. I need to do my own research, but just I'm not really understanding what you mean by that.
Of America. And our crime is going to go through the roof. It's going to go through the roof. And, if we win, and I hope we win, we should win, we seem to be winning. And, you can't even imagine that anybody would want these. This
And
has nothing to
also,
do with me.
my thing is, what maybe somebody can tell me what just why didn't Trump win a second time? What did he do? Because he's acting like the first run he had was magnificent. It was no wars. He was beating people. Whatever else. I'm just a little curious on if it was so well, why didn't he get reelected? He even gave money. I know during COVID he was giving out stimulus, and that really helped. People's view on him. It improved people's viewpoint on him, but even still, he didn't get elected. So he must have done something wrong where they had to get him out the office. So I'm just curious to see what that was. Because like I said, back then, we talking about 4 years ago, pretty much at this point, I was 18. Yeah, I just graduated high school, so I definitely wasn't paying attention to politics. I might have been 17 even.
Who would want these people? But can you imagine? They're just getting comfortable now, and they're criminals. So they're sort of laying low a little bit now because they're not comfortable. But soon they'll be comfortable, and they'll find that our police they're great.
Yeah.
But they're not allowed to do their job. They're not allowed to be strong.
But what do he? And also, I heard him say he's gonna give like police uh, immunity or something like that, and pretty much, I guess, giving them the green light. I don't know if it's to do whatever, but giving them more power. And I'm just confused on what do they? Cause he's saying they can't do their job pretty much. And I'm just a little confused on that as well. Cause I feel like they can do like especially if it's somebody like doing a crime or an illegal immigrant. Uh, like what's stopping them from doing their job exactly? I'm just a little confused.
And they could do their job if they were let. But if they do their job, they have their pension knocked out. They have their car taken away, their family taken away, their house taken away. Everything's taken away, and they lose their job. It's a very rough thing being a policeman today, I'll tell you. But they could do the job.
If he's referring to the police officers that's making the news for killing a lot of time African Americans, of course not all the time, but a lot of times it'd be African Americans. A lot of times it's some type of video footage of them doing it and doing it in like some type of brutal way, uh, and an uncalled for way even. And that's why they are getting they're being ridiculed pretty much. Uh, but I feel like they was doing their job with an actual criminal an armed criminal or something, and they happen to, if they feel like they actually are in danger and they have to shoot them, I feel like it would be a different story. Or like with the George Floyd situation when he put his knee on his neck for however long he did. That, you feel me? Like it was video footage of him doing that. He was he was already detained. They had him on the ground, couldn't move. There was no need for that. So people like that, I feel like it's reasons why they're being, you know, uh, treated a certain way. But like I said, if it's a person who, if they doing their job and it's a necessary thing and they have to use force, even down to African American, and it's obvious why they doing it, I think people would be less judgmental. But they doing it a lot of times to people that's undeserving of it. You feel me? Um, that's my own opinion on it. But I don't. Just something I have to say. So.
We're going to have to let them do their job. We have a crime infested nation. We're a drug addicted nation and we're a crime infested nation. Other than that, we're doing quite well.
Yeah, yeah. I want to move topics a little.
I've been
bit
hearing
here.
a lot about fentanyl. And watching Tommy G. It's I of course I haven't watched all of it, but I've seen a few. I feel like that's a common theme in a lot of drug populated areas. Like fentanyl is going crazy. I'm gonna have to do my own research on that as well.
Saw I'm unfamiliar with exactly what it was called. You were speaking on stage with three other women, and you just got ambushed. They were late, and not a hi, hello, how are you? Just straight into it, just straight trying to rip you apart. And I think you handled it pretty well. But I wanted to ask you a question, like, why do you think like they just straight up do that for you, but then they're gonna ask the other side, oh, what's your favorite flavor of ice cream?
That's right. Well, no. Well, I did this as a favor. This was the black journalists. The room had maybe 2,000.
I haven't seen. I don't know what he's talking about right now.
But whatever it was packed.
Yeah.
And I did it because I thought it was a good thing to do. And they had a journalist. I didn't know who she was, but she was nasty. She was a terrible person. And I walk in, and instead of saying hello, thank you very much for doing this, they also said Kamala's going to do it. But then Kamala said, she wants to do it because she can't talk to people. She can't answer questions. She hasn't done one interview. She's not doing any interviews.
Yeah.
Because if she did one interview
I know
with
this
hard
is
questions, she's incapable.
off topic, but I know Rode is loving this. Rode microphone company. That's the mic I got actually right here. I just punched it on accident, but I see that he has a Rode. I don't know if this is a portable mic. I'm not really sure what this is, but I just noticed it. That's great. Promo for their company. So if I was me personally, if I was Aiden, I'd be getting a bag from Rode, sponsorship, something. I had the president wearing your mic, feel me? But I'm just saying, nothing too crazy.
Of answering it. But I walk in and this woman starts talking about, she talked about, let's get rid of the elephant in the room. And she starts talking about racism and everything. I said, you didn't even say hello to me. And I'm doing them a favor by doing this. I'm doing this out of respect to the black community. And we're getting record numbers, as you know, in the black community. And she came across, she's with ABC Fake News, which is one of the worst. ABC is one of the worst.
Right.
What I will say, too, about Trump is I seen something about Trump, and it was something that put him in the light. It was something that he had done he had donated. It was something that he had set up for the black community. And it was actually, I think, before he might have been president. I don't even think he was president at the time. I think it was many years ago, but something that really helped the black community, and it's not really talked about. I'm gonna look into it. I forgot what it was, but I seen it. Some type of, I don't know if it was an organization he set up or something, but it's not really mentioned. I know a lot of people see Donald Trump as a racist. I said, me personally, I don't know too much about him. I can't really say he is or isn't. To me, he doesn't really come off as one, but I could be completely wrong. All right, but I mean, it's all at the end of the day. It's hard to say. I mean, we talking about older white gentlemen in the United States. And, racism is still around today, but it was definitely around when they was, younger. I've heard that Biden was spotted with KKK members and things of that nature. So it's hard to say, really. Just but like I said, I've heard that he has done things for the black community that's not talked about. So
She is horrible. So she was very nasty. Harris Faulkner was there. She was excellent. The other person I didn't know, she was okay. I wouldn't say she was great, but she was okay. But I did it, and it was quite a sensation. Actually, a lot of people think it was well handled. The woman was so rude.
So rude.
That, it's hard to believe. You can walk into a thing, and I do them a favor, and I do this. Most people said, why are you doing it?
why is they
feel
throwing
I
up
have
the
an
signs in
obligation.
the
I
bed?
want to look you become the president for all of the people,
Right.
not for a certain segment.
Correct.
Not even for just my, they talk about my base, it's a very big base. But you become president for all of the people. So I feel you have an obligation to do that. Now, she's not doing anything. She's not doing any interviews because I don't believe she's capable. She starts, I don't know, she's strange. The whole thing is strange. Let's put it this way. Our country's in big trouble.
Yeah. I spoke to your son, Don Jr., when I met you in Doral.
Right.
I spoke to Don Jr. a little bit. He said, man, I feel for the young generation. You guys are, look at this. Like, look what's going on here. Like, it's like you need these next 4 years. If not, he's like, I don't know how well the country's going to do after these 4 years.
I don't think it survives. I really don't.
Damn.
Look, we're going to have 20 million people in by the time this election takes place. 20 million people. That's bigger than New York State. Many of those people are people.
So that's a lot of people. I think Chicago got like 7 or 8 mil. I don't know. That's a lot of people. That's a lot of people. 20 mil. That's what he's saying. Maybe by the end of the election, I don't know. So I'm like 20 million. I'm like, where's all these people going? That's a lot of people. I guess they're not here yet.
And we're all for everything. All men are created equal, as the expression goes. Right?
Of course.
And now today they say all men and women are
Yeah.
created equal. When
Yeah.
they wrote that, it was a slightly different time. Today, that alone is a politically incorrect statement.
Yeah, it is.
So all men and
It
women
is.
are created equal, everything. But the fact is, when you're dumping all of these criminals and all of these drug dealers, all of these people into our country, you're really hurting our country badly. And it has to be, we have to take very strong measures.
We definitely do. Moving to the next. Oh,
Oh, I didn't know. I didn't
It's
know
kind
they
of
were
fun.
allowed to applaud.
yeah, they're allowed to applaud. You guys can keep applauding.
All right, common sense, right? It is about common sense. I mentioned that term because whether you're conservative, liberal, it's all about common sense.
It is.
You want to have good education. You want to have borders. You want to have low interest rates, be able to buy a house. You want to, so many different things. But you got to have common sense. And we're run by people. And, just a little thing. When I started campaigning almost like 8 years ago, I talked about Merry Christmas. We should have Merry Christmas again. Let's bring back Merry Christmas. You weren't allowed to say Merry Christmas. I got it back. Yeah.
It's a nice crowd, huh?
Even if you're Jewish, they like to say Merry Christmas. Every one of my Jewish friends say, we love Merry Christmas.
I'm Jewish. I love Merry
Good.
Christmas.
And,
too.
Kamala doesn't.
She doesn't like
no,
it?
She doesn't want.
I'm confused. I didn't know that this was a thing. I mean, Christmas, the spirit isn't really there. I mean, I think that's for most people. I feel like it's just a change. But I never heard the people stop saying, Merry Christmas. The people who do celebrate it. I thought I never knew that this was like a thing, a problem.
She doesn't want you to use Merry Christmas.
Wow.
She thinks it's insulting to use Merry Christmas. So we'll have to work on her.
I wanted to ask you a question. Speaking of, you said something about common sense. Someone who has no common sense, Joe Biden. Do you think he was pushed out, or do you think he made the decision to step down?
No, he was not only pushed out, it was a coup. I'm telling you. They went in to see him. He did badly. The debate was a disaster.
It was horrible.
Okay. I don't know if I was brilliant or if he was horrible. Maybe it was a combination of both.
Yeah,
Okay?
yeah.
I know one thing. They were saying after I left, I said, that was one of the greatest debate performances we've ever seen. And then 2 days later, they just said he was terrible.
Right.
They never gave. They took away the.
I remember hearing about the debate. I didn't listen to it personally, but I remember people making I heard it was terrible. Like both sides, they was talking about like golfing or some shit. I don't even know, but I know that the skits and memes I seen on the internet. I know that they were saying they was talking about golfing and all type of shit. So I don't know.
Great debate performance stuff.
Yeah.
But anyway, but no, I mean, I did fine, and he is he shouldn't have. Look, he's done tremendous damage to our country. He was a terrible president. He was the worst president we've ever had. She's, by the way, considered the most unpopular vice president we've ever had. But she's she's worse than he is. I actually think he's smarter than her, and I think he's a really not smart person. But I think he's smarter than she is. But she was convenient. She was there. They have better people. I mean, they have much better. In fact, all of the people that she's looking at are considered much better than her. These were people that were thinking about running. They would have run, except that they didn't want to go through this roadblock with her, and because you're the vice president. So they wanted to go pick him, and I think virtually every one of them is considered better, smarter, would be a better president than her. But we can't allow her to be president. She's going to destroy the country.
She'll ruin it. I mean, already, it's just, it's ridiculous what she's saying.
And by the way, the youth is so important because youth tends to be Democrat, and as they get older, they become Republican. It's what's happening. We can't wait 50 years.
I told y'all back in school. I remember what I said earlier. We took that test. Most of us sided with Republicans, even though because it was a random. We didn't know which side we was on. We just kind of took the test and see which, what we leaned more towards. And majority of people actually was Republican, even though beforehand majority said that they voted Democrat. And like Adin said before, kids is like sponges. Whatever they hear, they kind of go with. So and when at the schools, I said you had some that would say that they support Trump or whatever, but it was majority, they was dissing them. So
we can't. Make the move now. All of you young people, and he's got a lot of them. All I know is my kids say, Dad, you have no idea how big this interview is. I said, don't tell me that. But make the move now. Don't wait 50 years. Our country doesn't have 50 years.
Let's go rush. Call me crush on Monday, yo girl, she be crushing. Let's switch up the topic and move on to something new. Kind of blue strips, and that's all that I wanna do. Triple my money, I found some new revenue. Definitely now you can hear them bells coming. I stay with them jumps, but I don't play percussion. I'm eating up quick just like I was in the